Hello.
Hey,
How are
sorry,
you?
good. Sorry it took us a while. I don't think we're live streaming. I'm not sure why. It says we are, but we're not
Huh.
because we've had a few people ask where it is. And Pip is rejoining us. Pip and I were trying to do this earlier.
Hello, everybody.
It's
I'm here.
just Billy and me, I think, at the moment. I don't know if you can see it on Facebook at all.
I could check on Facebook and see if I can see it.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Cool.
Oh, weird. It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Well, people watch YouTube, right?
Oh, weird. It's on YouTube. There. All right. Well, it's on YouTube. I don't know where it is on Facebook, but thanks for watching, everybody. Wow, what a week. What a shitty week.
What? Eventful week,
Yeah.
I think, to put it lightly, right? Crazy week. Unprecedented things happened in this country.
Yeah.
Cleveland Browns have won a playoff game against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I know. People who know football know that's a big thing.
Yeah, no, that's like, what's a real world analog to that?
I think zebras and lions, maybe.
Maybe zebras and lions?
Yeah.
You think so? Like the zebras just start kicking ass all of a sudden?
Right. Oh, yeah, maybe that's not a good analogy then, because that has never happened.
Yeah, but it could happen.
Right.
That's how unexpected it is for the Cleveland Browns to do well.
Right.
And this is coming from a guy. I don't really follow sports. I don't football. I baseball a little bit, but that's just because I'm a nerd, not because I like sports.
Yeah.
But I do like drinking in the vibes of like when a city like Cleveland that has felt so much hardship over the years,
Right.
coming in the sports world, for them to have this miracle, this collective experience, it must feel pretty good to be from Cleveland.
I won't lie. I watched the game and I was moved more than I was expected to be moved. I felt silly for being moved, but I did feel moved.
You shouldn't feel silly for that. It's sort of a communal feeling. And
It is, yeah.
they showed one guy on the sidelines who was like tears down his face, and I'm home. I start crying, and my husband and my son are like, really? Like, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
No, I do get moved by sports once in a while, but it's usually when in those events where it's like the story of it is a huge part of it, like the Olympics. The Olympics are emotional.
Right. The Olympics have a lot of feels behind them.
Yeah.
Right. I get emotional at sports movies, like Rocky 2. That makes me cry every time.
Rocky 2 is a good one. Underappreciated.
Yeah.
Me too. 100% every time.
Yeah.
I guess it's not underappreciated since we're all talking about it still.
Yeah, like 40 years later.
Yeah.
Right. But
well, Tilly, what can you tell us from the west side of the states? Anything different or the same?
Let's see. Since we're in Idaho, we had a peaceful Trump rally the day of the siege. So I was very proud of my state for having a peaceful rally, despite several of them being in person at the Capitol, apparently, according to the news.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was weird watching the news when it all went down. I left and I came back and it had gotten worse. Like I removed myself from the screen to get some work or exercise, and then it did not. But nothing you can do.
Yeah, it was really hard to tear your eyes away from that. Right. It was crazy.
I fell asleep with the live stream on C-SPAN of the Senate ratifying Biden. I was like, I tried to stay up as long as possible, and I fell asleep with like my phone by my pillow, like.
Yeah.
Well, by that point, it was boring again, right?
Oh, right.
Once they had all gotten back inside and started voting, that's not the stuff you want to see.
Yeah.
All right. But I'm glad that Ted Cruz was able to make his moral stance. And despite the adversity, he still took a stand against this fake election. Yeah. Ted Cruz and this other guy whose name nobody will ever remember. Were the two senators.
Have you both been watching these videos that have been appearing on Twitter of the no-fly list? People who were at the Capitol finding out they're now on the no-fly list?
Oh, hell yeah.
I literally just saw a post from one of my cousins who was like, this is my new therapy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I unsubscribed to all of my OnlyFans, and now I just watch those videos. Yeah. No, those are fun.
Yeah.
Right. It's nice when you see someone putting up like a real fuss on an airplane. I don't know about you guys, but 9 times out of 10, they get what they want. Mm-hmm. Eventually, they just are just shitty people, and shitty people get rewarded a lot because sometimes it's easier to reward them than it is to take a moral stance against them. But this time, no, these people were kicked off the plane because because they did some shit.
I read something interesting that was sort of like how tolerance is a double-edged sword, because you want to tolerate things, but you don't want to tolerate intolerance, because if you start tolerating intolerance, the intolerant people take over.
Whoa, that's like one of those paradoxes.
Yeah.
Right.
So I said earlier, what can you do? But I mean, I guess like it starts with not tolerating intolerance. Exactly. Well, who has jokes that?
I think Tilly has some jokes. I kind of wanted to do like a sidekick kind of thing this time.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. No.
Okay, you want me to be the opener today?
Sure. Okay. And we have people who are going to show up late. And then if anybody is watching on YouTube, send us a message through Facebook. This is all very confusing. And then I'll send you the Zoom link. But if anybody is watching.
We have no idea if anybody's watching.
I don't think YouTube tells you live. I don't know. I usually pay attention to Facebook, and it's screwy.
Well, we'll record,
Yeah.
It happens.
Well, I'm ready.
Oh, okay. All right. Give it up for Tilly the Comic, everybody.
Thank you so much. Welcome to my tiki bar, as always. I'm Tilly the Comic, and the first thing I want to address is something that we kind of talked about a little bit in our opener. Mm-hmm. But it's also something that's really important to me. I feel like we're raising a really lazy generation of stoners. Mm-hmm. Gummies, pre-rolls, fucking stores. Like, back in my day, you used to have to go to a stranger's house and have a long, awkward conversation before they deemed you worthy of a bag of overpriced shake. Okay, like, you're spoiled. All right. I'm just jealous. I wish it was that way 25 years ago. That's all. I don't normally do political comedy, but obviously right now, we got to talk about the Capitol. And what I find humorous about, sorry about that. Mm-hmm. What I find humorous about the whole situation is the extremists think that the majority of America is mm-hmm. crazy. And it's not just the majority of America, it's the majority of the world. I think we can all agree. And I know this how, because a friend recently told me that thought the coup at the Capitol was the work of Antifa.
Yeah.
Yes, that dark, ominous organization that nobody knows anybody who belongs to it. You know, that one.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, my mind was like, and I knew previously she had said, you know, she was an independent thinker and she read a lot of independent papers. And I knew she was a bit of a prepper. I live in Idaho. Shit, that's normal, you know? But after she said that, it was like, and I want to put it in perspective for them, especially for her. Like, I want to say, this is how I would put it into perspective. I would say, have you ever had a best friend who dated somebody that no one liked?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And the main issue I have with conspiracy theories is, who has the fucking time? Like, maybe if you're rich and you have a staff and butlers and maids to do your bidding, but from what I've been told, it's everyday people who are helping out coordinate these vast conspiracies. I don't know about you, but I can barely coordinate dinner. Honey, call Grubhub, you know, get on the computer. I got some conspiring to do. Plus, you're coordinating 60 groups of people in 60 states, in 60 courts across the country.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was a waitress. I couldn't get 6 individual people to coordinate their drinks during a meal. Just back and forth all the fucking time. Oh, that looks good. Could I get that? Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot one thing. Back in 2016, you know, did Hillary's loyalists lay siege to the Capitol? No. And if they had, they would have been late. Okay? You know why? Because every one of them would have wanted to state their fucking opinion. I'm sorry, excuse me. Can I have everyone's attention? I have something to say. No, excuse me, I have something to say. I will give it to Trump loyalists. They are efficient. One word from one guy, and off they go. They're like the animal. Oh, what's it called? Lemmings.
Yep.
So that's the end of my political stuff. But I do like to tell some jokes about my son, and I also like to tell, you know, jokes about bars, etc. And one thing I've noticed on the internet recently, and a lot of women are saying this, but in general, it's sort of a thought coming around.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a joke that I actually told a year ago in the series of these mom joke shows. And I'd like to share it with you right now.
All right.
And it's really just sort of an opinion. And it's, you know, about the fact that we're coming into 2021 now, and I'm updating it for right now, for the sake of this joke. And what it is we're more enlightened. So I would really like, and it's something that's always stuck in my craw as sort of a butch gal, a tough gal. I really wish when people are being weak or, you know, not being as manly as they should be, I really wish people would stop calling them pussies, because pussies are fucking strong. Okay, pussies bounce back. If you look at a dick wrong, it's like, and if you blow on a nutsack, it's like, right? So from now on, if someone's being lame or weak, don't call them a pussy. Just be like, hey, dude, quit being such a nutsack. Now, that's something I do tell my son every once in a while if I need to. He and I actually were driving down the road the other week, and from the back seat, he lets out this whistle like, okay, he hasn't hit puberty yet. In fact, he turns 10 tomorrow. He's still my heart.
Yeah.
So I do the, hey, buddy, what you whistling at? He says, Mom, check out that sparkling ice van over there. That looks good. Whistling at a soda delivery truck? That pretty much screams my balls haven't dropped yet, right? Like, don't get me wrong. I'm thrilled that he's more interested in sugar than titties at this point. But it's also a little creepy, too. Like, no one wants to be the parent who created a sugar fetishist, right? You just come home from work one day. Oh, gee, God, what the fuck, son? Get your dick out of that bag of sugar. Honey, this is why we cannot have glazed donuts in the house. This is why. Thank you so much. That's my material for today.
Excellent. Excellent. I particularly like the joke that alluded to having sex with a powdered donut. Because we've all had that thought, but you put it to words so eloquently. Really good job.
Thank you. Well, cheers. Cheers.
Yes. What are you drinking, Tilly?
I am drinking a lovely Woodford Reserve that my father gave me for Christmas.
Oh, Merry
Nice.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. And Merry Christmas to your father.
Yeah.
Thank you. Merry Christmas belated to you too.
Yeah.
And
Oh my gosh.
How long is that bottle gonna last you? Is that too personal?
No, that's not too personal. This one has actually lasted me a while. And I got it on Christmas Day, and it probably has one more drink's worth in it.
Oh,
So
nice.
today is the 11th, right?
Mm-hmm.
So about 2 weeks, having
That's-
one drink every other night or so.
Yeah, it sounds moderate.
Not, normally I'm not usually that moderate. Normally it'd be like a couple days, boop, gone. But I've been trying to take care of it.
Nice.
Congrats. Pip, do you have
What about
any?
you guys?
What's that?
What about you guys? Did you get any fun gifts for the holidays that jumped out at you, or did you buy yourself something fun for the holidays?
Yeah, I bought myself a menorah.
Oh, nice.
No,
Mazel
I
tov.
actually. Oh well, thank you. No, it's actually harder to find a menorah in Colorado than you think. But I tracked one down using my ingenuity.
Yeah.
But for the holidays, I got some good stuff. I got the extended editions of the Lord of the Rings, which are like 30,000 hours of additional footage.
Oh wow, my husband
Yeah,
is jealous of you.
I'm sure. I saw the originals, but these are literally like an extra 3 hours, honestly. So it's a trek, and I got them on Christmas, and I just finished them. So that's what I did. I don't really have much to do on Christmas usually. So just a good movie marathon is usually what I'm up to.
That's awesome. Good movie marathon is the perfect way to spend the holidays.
Yeah, I mean,
No family stress, like
right.
Yeah.
My family is all on the East Coast, and they're Jewish, so they don't do Christmas. So this is fine.
yeah.
Yeah, I got myself some DVDs. Well, they're not DVDs anymore. I don't know why I said that. They're the digital streaming rights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a contract that I don't fully understand, and I'm pretty sure Amazon could just take it away from me at any time. But for now, I have them, and I watched them once, and I probably never will again. So all in all, it was a nice Christmas.
Nice.
I'd give it 4 or 5 years before you watch them again, maybe. Yeah, I bet you'll have somebody come and visit, and they'll want to watch it or something. That's what will probably happen.
Excuse me. The Woodford went down the wrong pipe.
Oh, yeah, that's the problem.
I like to rewatch movies. That's one of the things. Like, I guess it's sort of like, if I'm gonna want to watch a movie, I don't want it to be shitty.
Yeah.
And if you watch a new movie, there's always a chance that you're gonna end up having a bad time because that movie kind of sucks.
It's true.
Right. So there's some value to rewatching movies again and again. Right. That way they're good.
Well, we relived the songs, which is easier.
Yeah, for sure.
Same thing, but longer. What were you gonna say, Tilly?
Oh, I was gonna say I agree 100%. I mean, sometimes it's fun to have, a new show, but I'll show you this because we're kind of geeks when it comes to DVDs and VHSs and collectibles and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
VHSs.
This is my VHSs.
I just can't believe you still have that. That's all. That's so cool.
My husband actually just got this. He just found this.
Wow.
And then I just bought a bunch of Funko Pops for them. I got a really good deal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Lord of the Rings and Star Wars.
Yeah.
All there.
Rocky Horror, I see that.
Yes. Oh, yes. And then this is a Ray Harryhausen signed poster.
Oh, wow.
That we got at an auction. And then all of our my husband's collectibles.
Wow.
Sweet.
And then, of course, the CDs, of course, which isn't that much compared to other people. But then we have tons of VHSs still, as well as DVDs. And then further geek pan, that's more DVDs, along with R2 and a, telescope.
And a workout ball.
And a workout ball. And a Roomba. We haven't signed up yet. We haven't started it up yet. But
so that's all your husband's stuff?
Well, no, not all. Some of it's mine, but
it's mostly his though.
A lot of the collectibles are his.
And you still have sex with him, huh?
I do. I have sex with him frequently, and he also has tons and tons of comic books. So
you're giving me hope now. No, I don't have any.
Yeah, exactly. For any guy who thinks there's not a girl out there for him, or any woman who thinks there's not another woman out there for her, or any man that doesn't think there's another man out there for him, there is.
Yeah.
I just think there's too many, honestly.
The market's flooded with them. You have to wade through them all to find the right one.
Sure. It's like
I mean, look at me, Tilly. Look at my face. What do you think?
I think you're fabulous, and I think you should not worry about that.
I don't worry about anything. Right.
Oh. I got myself some resistant bands for Christmas. I think it's the first time I can remember getting myself something.
Some what?
Some resistance bands.
Nice.
Yeah.
For the resistance, I imagine.
Yeah. And I have found an online tutorial person that I like. Like, she's kicked my ass a few times with workouts. And
what is her name? Give her some free publicity.
I don't. It'll take me a while to. I don't know. I subscribe to her, so I don't know where she is. But maybe I'll post a link to YouTube or something. But anyway, the other day I didn't want to get workout, and so I smoked a little bit to motivate myself to work out. And then while I was working out, I started to feel so weird, and I was like, oh no, this workout is too much. But I was feeling stoned. That's all it was.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, can you take us back to your mindset at the time when you're like, I need to get motivated. Time for some weed.
Yeah.
What's the rationale there? How does that make sense to you?
Well, it just sort of like I was feeling anxious that I was like not wanting to work out, and I was just like punishing myself for not knowing how to do it. So I just took some hits to relax a little bit,
Yeah.
which then put me in the right framework, or frame of mind. But then I started doing the workout, and then it got to a point where it was physically demanding and just feeling lightheaded. I was just like, oh my God, what's happening? And then I had to talk myself into, this is a normal thing that you always feel. Right?
Yeah, see, that happens to me when I'm sober.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I get it.
There was one part where I stopped, because there's moments where they illustrate what to do. And there was one moment where she was doing these like bicep curls, and I was like, why does she keep showing us this? And then I realized I was supposed to be doing what she was doing. Like, it was like, the demonstration is over. I'm supposed to do work out.
Yeah, no, dude. I mean, it took me years before I figured out that you couldn't just watch the workout videos.
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to actually,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I can't keep up with any of those YouTube workout people. They're all operating on a level that's like way beyond what I'm capable of. Like, they'll do the pre-workout stretch, and I can't even do that.
Right.
And then they get into the workout, and like 30 seconds into a 6-minute video, I'm like, is it almost over yet?
Right.
I can't do it. So I just do like planks now. I just do like stuff that I know how to do. Oh, and yeah. I don't let any of the YouTube people tell me that I suck at it, like without telling me, just by being that much better at it. So I like to work at my own pace. So I do planks and I do push-ups, and that's it.
Those are all good.
Yeah, I suppose.
I did come up with some workout advice for me. I think it's applicable to anybody who's trying to start working out again. And it's to not push yourself while you're exercising. Because you know how you're always like told to push yourself and keep at it. You know what I mean? If you need to stop. Because you already pushed yourself to start.
Exactly.
You know
I don't know. I mean,
if you need to,
that's very good.
If you need to take if you need to take a breather, just take a breather.
That goes against everything in Rocky 2.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Say, Pip, I feel like you have the perfect Rocky 2 workout. Like, you're at home doing planks, push-ups, sit-ups.
I just
next thing you know, in Colorado, you're gonna be carrying a log on your shoulders. I can see it now. Up a mountain, doing the whole thing like he did,
Do I have to like yell, like do that really?
But that was Rocky 3 or 4.
That was Rocky 4, where he fought Ivan Drago. Yeah, he climbs up the mountain, and then he does that really primal yell, right? Do I have to do that too? Yeah, no, he kind of yells, Drago! But whose name am I gonna yell? Like, when you climb a mountain, I have to decide whose name I'm gonna yell before I climb the mountain. That's not a spur of the moment type decision.
Sure. Yell your own name.
No, I can't do that. That's just narcissistic.
All right? Then yell mountain. Yell the name. Yell the name of the mountain you climb.
Right. I guess that's one strategy. Or I could just get a nemesis.
Yeah.
Right. Have you ever had a nemesis?
I don't know. I've had people I didn't get along with, but I don't know if I've had any enemies. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
If I did,
I don't think I have any enemies either. I have some really pissed off ex-girlfriends. But I don't think I have any enemies. Right. But it's never too late. What about you, Tilly? You got any enemies?
I've had people that piss me off and we don't longer talk, but I would say enemies. No, I wouldn't say that. I have people that I would probably give the stank eye to, but I'm a pretty easygoing person in general. I mean, I like to come off as a hard ass, but I am all of my fellow comedians are like, oh, she's so lovable. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm not lovable, damn it. I'm a hard ass. Come on.
Yeah, it sucks to be lovable. Yeah. No, I get it though. I don't have any enemies because I don't think it's because people find me lovable. I think they just find me like pitiful a little bit.
Oh.
So like somebody gets really mad at me and I kind of give them a
being pitiful is the best defense against enemies.
Right? Yeah, no, dude, nobody's gonna fuck with me. I just look like right, and I'm also really good at diffusing the situation by just being so outrageously goofy.
Plus everyone would be like, don't hit him. You can't hit him.
No.
He can't defend himself.
Exactly. I mean, what are you gonna do? You gonna hit me? Come on.
You know what I think is a superpower of mine, speaking of like diffusing things, is that I think I'm pretty good about if I'm in a public place, like a restaurant or an elevator or a waiting room, and I am pretty good at just breaking the sort of awkward silence by saying something very random and funny, and it always makes strangers laugh.
You definitely do awkward comedy very well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, and I've done that. I remember I did that in Spain. I made a whole room full of people laugh, and I didn't even speak the language because all that happened was I was waiting for an elevator in a really crowded hospital, and the elevator door opened in front of me, and it was just jammed, filled with people, like to a cartoonish extent, and I just sort of went, nope. And the whole elevator just started laughing, and as the door was closed, because this like goofy ass looking American guy is just like, nope. And the doors closed, and I heard them laughing, and then the elevator just vanished. And that's how I want every real life set to go. That's the ideal way of doing comedy. It's like, can you imagine if after you tell a joke and it kills, the audience just goes up to another floor and right.
You're like, and I'm out. Poof.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's the hardest part about comedy is once you get off stage and everybody wants to talk to you, and you're like, I'm so full of adrenaline right now that I'm not even sure if you're a human being, right? What do you want from me? I want to do like 3 laps around the venue right now. But if there was like an elevator that just transported the audience to a different floor to see a different comedian, that's the future of comedy right there.
It sounds like a good sort of like pop-up, like weird art happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like you could definitely see some people doing this in like Williamsburg, Brooklyn, like in their apartment complex.
Yeah. Any place that they I feel like you would need a freight elevator, one that you can control and not control. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. You should set that up. Find a space. I mean, once things open, I don't know. I'm all about doing weird ideas. That's
I'm more about doing really regular ideas really well.
Oh yeah.
So like a bunch of people will instinctively want to watch it because they're not weirded out by it. But I don't know. I think that weird is probably my brand. So I'm down to try something like that.
Yeah. Tilly, are you doing anything weird lately?
Besides life, you mean?
Yeah, right. Yeah, besides life.
I literally have a hook sticking out of my toe right now, so
a hook?
Life is pretty weird still. My hand is healed, although I have a scar in the middle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had a couple surgeries, so that's been the trippiest shit ever, is having 2 surgeries within 6 days of each other. Like, yeah, that was interesting. But I'm sort of at that point now where it's a little less painful and annoying. And
good.
now my dumb dogs, I have 3 because I'm an idiot. My 3 dumb dogs now have taken to just disregarding the fact that I'm wearing a large boot and like trampling on my foot. So that's super fun. Yeah. Why I'm drinking tonight is literally right before the show. My fucking basset hound, which have, by the way, fun fact.
Yeah.
For all you geek stoners trivia people out there, the dog with this dog has more dense bones than almost any dog and many animals. Basset hounds, they have the densest bones. So if you run to them, they're not really going to move much. And if they do, it's going to hurt you more than it hurts them. So she is stupid. And they're the dumbest dogs too. So it's like literally having roving dinosaurs in your house.
Can they swim well? Does the dense bones prevent or help with swimming?
You know, that's funny. We have not yet had a chance to take her to a swimming hole yet. We've let her kind of wade her feet in, but she's still a puppy. Yeah. And we haven't gotten her to in a controlled environment where we can kind of test it out. Like my other dog, I have a border collie mix, and he will get in the water on the river on our green belt. We have a river running through the entire city of Boise and Garden City. And he'll get in the river and literally just start paddling upstream while like the leash is on him. He'll just be like, okay, I'm just gonna start paddling.
Yeah.
You know, but the basset hound, we haven't really tested her yet. That's a very good scientific question.
Yeah.
Because it's still bone, and bone has oxygen and air in it, technically.
Yeah.
You know, and blood and marrow and stuff. So that's a good question. I'm gonna have to go throw her in the fucking river and see, because she's driving me nuts.
I could say that we could Google it, but it might be more fun if we just leave it as a cliffhanger. You remind us when we've sort of had forgotten about the initial question.
Once it's warm enough that I can really throw her in a river, I'm gonna test it out.
Oh, here. All right. Speaking of Christmas, here's something that I did get. This is a glass that says Cleveland Water on it.
Oh,
wow.
That my dad sent me, that I suspect was just sitting around his house. Like, he sent me things that were just sitting around the house this year, which was nice. It was.
That's kind of, I mean, that's one way to do Christmas.
Yeah. I mean, some of it is stuff.
Or Hanukkah.
Yeah,
or Hanukkah. Well, what did you put in the glass? Did you put water in it, or is that like a bunch of vodka?
No, I'm doing water. I had some beers when I watched the game yesterday. Go Browns, and it's good to have a little break, you know.
For sure. I'm taking a break this January, or at least so far. Good. I've taken a break this January, and I plan to continue.
Yeah.
Because you just do so much drinking in December, especially this December, because holy shit.
Yeah.
You know, has this been an atypical December?
Right.
So plus I'm unemployed, kind of. So there's lots of time to drink. So I decided to take a break. It's always good to be able to do that, to just reaffirm that you're not an alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I hate to break it to you, but alcoholics take break too, as someone who's worked in bars for almost 30 years.
Yeah, I know.
Alcoholics take frequent breaks. They just come back to it.
I was just making a silly.
Yeah.
I was just doing a funny.
I would say that if you're not shaking during your break, that's a good sign. If you're not.
Yeah. Okay. So part of the reason I'm not an alcoholic is because I am a stoner. So I think that if I had to not do both of them, that would be really difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never drank too much because, you know.
Mm-hmm.
There's other substances.
Hey, I've got breaking news somewhat. I found the name of the resistance band trainer that I like.
Oh.
And it's Fit by Larie, Larie. FIT by, how do you pronounce that? Larie.
Fit by Larie?
Yeah.
I think it's Laurie, yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of Lori or Laura.
Yeah. Larie. She's
Larie.
good. That's who I recommend.
Yeah. I mean, she's got a cool name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't memorable, at least not to me, but I subscribed, so it was easy to find.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, Pip, did you have anything specific you wanted to try?
Pip.
Oh no, I'm
hanging out. Yeah.
I'm just doing an Andy Richter today. I mean, I've talked about
And Andy Richter, I love that, and he would love that too, I think.
Thank you. I'm glad you appreciate my comedy. Tilly, why don't you follow me on Twitter? Because I just relaunched my Twitter, and that's what I've been focusing on the last week or so, which is holy shit. I thought I was depressed before New Year's. Dude.
Have you had any Twitter progress?
So here's what I found out. Way to get people to see your tweets is to include an image. And to tweet about trending topics. So I did that. And a couple of times I broke through my like follower base, which is like 50 people. Mm-hmm. And I got like a bunch of like retweets from strangers, and the likes just kept ramping up. And I'm like, holy shit. It's at like 50 likes and 8 retweets now. Sure. But that added to 1 follower.
Oh yeah.
So there's got to be a better way of like Twittering. I'm such a boomer. Holy fuck, Twittering.
Yeah.
There's got to be a way besides just being really witty, because we all know that I am that.
Honestly, can I tell you this from I used to do social media and marketing?
Yeah.
It's hashtags.
Oh, but I do that already. It's you.
Okay, like, did you we like weird random hashtags too? Like once for tonight's show, which, you know, who knows, only Sean knows how many people are watching, but if they are, but like I did a picture of this weird dog, this very funny video that my son will just like die laughing at, and I took a screenshot of the dog's face, and it's a golden retriever, so I hashtag golden retriever. Well, I got a like from a golden retriever person who never would have checked me out or looked at it or whatever. And so like sometimes just even something random that you wouldn't necessarily consider or that's sort of adjacent to the topic too, I think that would help too.
Yeah, that's good advice. You want to do my social media, Tilly? Because honestly, there's a reason I've been doing comedy on and off for like 6 years now, and I never really did the Twitter thing because like real life is stressful enough, you know. I don't want to add the whole like weird internet anonymity, people are really mean to you for no reason thing on top of just it's bad enough that I have to go outside. So if you want to do my social media, I'm looking for a social media guru to do it for me for free.
Are you willing to pay?
No, I'm willing to give you, I'll give you $10 for every 1,000 subscribers or followers.
As I only have like 240 myself, I will tell you I can't offer any help in that regard.
That's not a really good resume. No, I'm sure I'll figure it out. What they
have 245, so that's
I'm just doing another silly, but to tell you the truth, I did talk to my social media guru friends, and they basically say you should focus on content first, because there's a zillion witty tweets, and you know, they all have a lot more followers than you already. So to break through, you got to make content that people are going to see on other platforms, and then you can tell them to follow you on Twitter, and they're more likely to do that. That's the advice I was given.
That we're living in a time where we're discussing it like this, like our business.
I really just never wanted to have to think about it. I just sort of wanted to get noticed in a club and be like, "You're going places," and then they just put me on a jet. Yeah. But apparently, it just doesn't work that way anymore. Or maybe it never did.
Yeah.
Well, the pandemic definitely pushed the whole social media aspect of things.
Yeah. But
you know what would be good or smart is when things start opening up again and people start hanging out in public. I think a good way to grow your social media presence is to agree with all of your friends that once in a while there's a crowd, someone will just yell out like, "Hey, it's Pip Smith. Hey, everybody should follow this guy on Instagram. Hey, everybody." And then just like, and
exactly
loudly ask for what's your handle? Everybody should follow this guy.
That's one way to do it.
That's smart, Sean. That's very smart.
Just came to me now.
Guerrilla marketing.
Exactly.
That's one way to do it. Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. My dogs are barking.
Oh, okay.
Her dogs are barking.
All right. We'll pause the winding down of the show at the moment.
Yeah. We can continue to riff on a previous topic.
I have to go and help feed my family, guys.
Oh yeah.
So you're taking off?
Yeah, I have to.
Bye, Tilly.
Thank you, Tilly.
Follow me on Twitter.
Again for giving me time, and I love hanging out with you guys. And this is the second time I've seen you, Pip, and I love your humor.
Have a good night.
Have a good night, you guys.
All right. Well,
look at that. She loves my humor.
Yeah. I love his humor. Bye.
Yeah. Anyway, I like the Andy Richter metaphor. Mm-hmm. I think I could do the goofy sidekick thing really well.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, you can see it, right?
Yeah.
Like you get one guy to host a show and he's kind of straight, and I kind of just quip from time to time.
Yeah.
And
you wouldn't want to be host?
I would be host too, honestly. I'd love to host a show. But I also feel like I could play the sidekick.
Yeah. Guest is easiest.
Yeah. But man, nobody wants to book me.
Well,
I mean, at least not yet,
Someday.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Well, I'm pretty good if you're good. I don't know. I feel like I've exhausted thoughts.
Oh, yeah, no, that's totally fine. We could go. We could say goodnight to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you do have one last closing thought. I have zero closing thoughts other than, okay, well, this is the last thing I'll say. As a Cleveland native, I'm even wearing an orange hat. This isn't an official Browns hat, but I did get this because it's their colors. But I was simply happy that they made it to the playoffs yesterday. I had no sort of like dream or wish of them winning yesterday. I was just like, whatever happens, I'm fine with. Getting to the playoffs after an 18-year-old drought is a win. So
that's amazing. Yeah.
So when they started like from the beginning doing it incredibly, I was like, holy shit, this is like exciting. Now when they play the Kansas City Chiefs, Super Bowl defending champs, I kind of am like, all right, now I really don't care, They've exceeded my expectations.
Yeah, I mean, everything else now is gravy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it's close against Kansas City, that would be impressive,
Yeah, I would say that. But I mean, from being from the New York area, watching the Giants that year where they were underdogs for every single round of the playoffs, and then they got to that last round against the only undefeated team in history. Yeah. I guess the point is never say never.
Yeah,
it can still happen.
Yeah, that was a fun season. I do remember that.
Especially now, like, could anything in sports really surprise you now? With everything that's been going on outside has been so crazy.
Right.
it's hard to think of like a sports occurrence, even an unlikely one, as being holy shit, this is nuts.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, they literally broke through the gates of the Capitol.
I know.
That's wacky, man. What the hell, you guys? What are you trying to do?
Right.
Like, seriously, what do you think is gonna happen? You're gonna shoot them all and then they're gonna keep Trump as president? You think that's how that's gonna go down? That's not how it works.
Right. It was weird how news was trickling out, because it was like, it was so alarming, and then I settled myself down, but then you heard more alarming stuff about, like, you know, how coordinated it was, who was involved on the inside. Maybe somebody was, you know, it's stressful.
Right.
And I was already not having a good week.
Yeah.
Or month.
It was, I was, my phone was broken that day, so I had to go to the AT&T store and get my phone fixed. And so I turned it on. It was the first time I had access to what was going on all day. Mm-hmm. And then I started reading about it, and it was really hard not to read it on my drive home, because it was like, wow. Right. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're safe.
Oh yeah, no, they didn't come to Superior, Colorado for some reason. Right. I could only thank the good Lord for that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what I'd be able to do. I mean, I suppose I do have a taser. I could find one of their ball sacks and just, but.
Well, I'll see you next time.
All right, Sean.
All right. I'm going to end the stream, and then, but that's it. Thanks for watching, everybody. We weren't working on Facebook, but we'll figure it out for next time.